He hasn't actually done
shit.
that in the time he's been back, but
You should
I
throw
like
all
how
that
he's
shit on
I
the
like how Chip
Game
is
Mavericks
falling even though
channel.
he has wings.
Who?
Chip was falling. He's like, I'm falling, but he has wings.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Maybe it's a vacuum chamber.
Perhaps.
Maybe his wings are broken.
Or maybe he's just too paralyzed by fear that he forgot to fly in that instant.
gorge will be your tomb.
Oh, thank goodness. I didn't know that Eggman was the good guy in this game. He's gonna kill Chip.
Yay, save the world.
He's gonna kill Chip.
You won't last long against this one.
Right.
They spelled dragon wrong. You have one ring.
I can feel the steam
Okay, now you have two.
leaving me.
Man, what happens if you jump?
Not much.
Wow, it's like you're falling at this speed, this rate of speed.
Oh yeah,
you would fly
it's like when
way higher than
if
that.
an elevator goes into free fall, you go up against the ceiling.
Isn't this the same robot that he was fighting in the beginning
Yes.
cutscene? Okay.
That's what I said. I
Oh,
thought
sorry.
the danger zone it was indicating was inside the circle, not... Okay.
Every time.
Every time. He stops you like it's his job or something.
Why is he saying every time?
Because he's annoyed that Sonic always gets the upper hand on him.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like the 13th time that he's been murdered by a small blue hedgehog.
Murdered.
Murdered. Destroyed.
Oh, now he sounds like Mikey. Respond.
That's an underrated joke, is what that is.
That's an underrated joke.
Yeah. Because I do complain about controls being unresponsive all of the time.
Yes, you do. Oh.
This is a delicate machine.
What else does this voice actor do?
Oh, look what you've done.
He was in Ratatouille.
Precisely. 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 Precise. Blast you.
He was what is in Ratatouille?
Ratatouille is the dollar store knockoff of Ratatouille.
Oh, okay.
It's
I'm
it's
sure we
like
talked about that,
it's
right?
like in that same oeuvre as the Little Bee or Aladdin in The Adventure of All Time.
What else? What have I got?
Oh. And
He was
Let's
also
see.
in something called A Cat in Paris. Like I remember years ago.
the Aladdin, The Return of Jafar.
And right now he's getting in trouble for his comments on Palestine and Israel, that conflict. Though I already mentioned this earlier on the show, so I won't go any further than that.
What? You mentioned this on the show?
I did! You were talking about
Today?
Eggman's voice actor, weren't you?
I'm on a different page right now.
Yeah, where are we? Let me recap.
We were playing that
reset.
Spagonia Night level, remember? And then I was just like, Alonzo's like, yeah, so they're getting a new Eggman voice actor pretty soon, probably.
Oh, yeah.
And then Ethan was like, oh, why is that happening? And I'm like, that's a long story. And then like, Mikey, censor everything with a fart. Like, play Fart 9 stretched out to 12 minutes over us having a conversation about Mike Pollock's politics.
So I think I missed that. I was editing something into the Mikey edit in chat, and I only caught the last bit of it, so I missed that.
That whole thing I literally just said, you missed all of that.
I remember saying the edit in a fart over all
Oh,
that.
so what you're saying is you weren't listening to me at the time.
At the time, I guess I was not listening to you very closely
Yeah.
because I don't remember this. But now I remember. Or now I realize what happened.
I think there was some kind of incident where he
Said some
he
stuff.
posted some remarks about the conflict, and then people called him out on it, and then he's just like, I'm going to go on Twitter Live or something and talk about the issue. And then someone came on and like perfectly rebutted his points or something, and then he just logged off and ghosted everybody for like a month.
Glad we landed okay.
Isn't that wonderful?
What else was... Okay. What's his name? I'm going to look up
Mike
his...
Pollock.
Mike Pollock, yeah.
So Pollock
you
is in
spell
someone
it?
from Poland. Oh, no, that's Pollock. I'm sorry.
Mike.
Polloc.
Yeah. Pollock is in the fish. So he and I are kindred spirits. Both of our last names are references to fish.
I don't know if you want to be
We're
kindred
both named
spirits with
Michael.
that. Maybe in names, but...
Yeah, that's all I mean, is that we have similar... We're both named Michael and our last names are both fish.
I mean, he... What is this? He was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel monster.
Oh yeah, he was a 4Kids voice actor, so he was in a lot of those dubs.
He was the narrator in Pokemon for 2004-2006.
Hey, Ethan, have you ever watched Black Lagoon?
No, I actually haven't. But I know of it.
Oh, Mikey, have you?
I've never even heard of it.
Oh, okay.
He's in a lot of Ikitao-san, which is just
So
gross.
apparently
he
the
was in
author-
that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Yeah, apparently the author just came out of hiatus because Black Lagoon's been like on hiatus for a while. Apparently he was suffering from depression. He's like, nah, I'm good again. He's gonna try to finish it now.
Mm.
And
It
it's been
seems to
going on
be
for
movie
years.
unusually
Pyramid of Light.
common.
He was the newscaster in that Yu-Gi-Oh movie we're talking about. Is the game over, or is there another form?
No, you haven't seen anything yet, my friend. Are you
I
guys ready
still
for the
haven't seen
worst
the end of
final
this game.
boss in the history of this game?
It's no fun.
In the history of this game or this franchise?
I hate this boss. This might be my least favorite Sonic final boss that isn't... Like, maybe there's something in one of the Game Gear games that's worse. Because, like, historically I've complained about the Death Egg robot, right? The final... Oh, there's a Dreamcast. But, like the final boss of Sonic 2. And that's, like, one of those cases where if you know what to do, you could beat it really easily. Because, like, it has a very lockstep pattern you can follow. Learning that pattern was difficult for me. I had to look it up. But once I did, I've never had trouble with that boss again. This boss goes on for 75,000 years. I hate the design of it. Like, this character does not belong in a Sonic game. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I know that's like one of those things where, like, people will say that about, like, I don't know, Vector the Crocodile or something. They're like, this doesn't belong in a Sonic game. But I really
Yes, he
think
does.
that it looks like too much of an eldritch monstrosity to be in this franchise.
Whoa, what? Is that his mouth? What are on the sides of his head?
That's more mouth. Like,
Is
it's
that-
just a mess of tentacles and eyes and...
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't have a problem with the idea of a Dark Gaia, like a spirit of destruction that rests within the planet and a spirit of recreation, that being Chip.
He has like
Like,
4 eyes. What
Just
the
as an
fuck is
idea of
that?
mythology, that works, but I just hate looking at it. But this boss goes on forever. There are, like, multiple different gameplay styles that don't gel together, being switched back and forth constantly. I could make criticisms of, like, the Bio Moose and the Final Moose, because, like, those bosses can be kind of annoying if you don't know what to do, but I think what really hurts this one for me is just the crushing, interminable length.
Yeah.
But regardless.
That's exactly what I want to hear now when I'm trying to get out of here.
Well, yeah, then you'll
It's just
understand.
like, this final boss is so long.
And of course,
Is it at least the final form?
Yeah.
there are two
Two fun
forms of
forms.
this boss, 2 phases, if you will.
Oh,
And by the way, another fun thing that I didn't discover until I reviewed this game, you don't get ranked the first time through, which tricks you into thinking that this boss is not ranked, so you don't have to get it for if you're going for all the S ranks. They only rank you if you go back and replay it, which nobody's ever going to do because this boss sucks.
Uh-huh.
And it's also one of those things where Zoomers seem to have a very different opinion of this boss than me, because, like, I remember when we did the podcast on Frontiers, that game has a final boss that's literally just Ikaruga for the GameCube, which is like one of those shmup games and you switch between black and
Yeah.
white or something.
Uh-huh.
Like, the final
Yeah.
boss is literally just a vertical shooter in Sonic Frontiers. And people were
I've
obviously
heard Ikaruga
complaining.
is also one of the hardest games ever.
And that fucking level, or that boss was obviously kind of controversial because, oh god, that boss is controversial because it was so out of place in terms of gameplay. By the way, you can punch the meteors for points, and you have to do that to get the good rank, but I guess it doesn't matter anyway, because I'm not going to be ranked in this try.
Points. You get points, just like in Mega Man 1.
If you were to remove the Sonic symbol, could you even guess this is a Sonic game right now?
No.
Back in, like, say, I was trying to punch it. By the way, the game does not explain that you're supposed to hold the button to charge up your punch. Okay,
Alright, I'm gonna go
you gotta use your
the bathroom
guard
because
to
I've been
block
holding it
against
in.
the thing.
Edit in a really long pee noise until I get back.
Mike, you can finally do that joke on poor Alonzo.
See, it's actually kind of a pain in the ass to edit those, so it's only because you give such a good payoff for them that I do them.
Because I get angry about it?
Yes, precisely. Precisely,
hey, the final
as Mike
boss is
Pollock
over.
says in Ratatouille. Mikey edited in the clip.
Precisely.
Oh, God. What the fuck? Did you watch that shit?
Ratatouille?
Yeah.
I've seen the clip where he goes, precisely.
Precisely.
Oh, that's the entirety of what you've seen?
Yeah, I've seen like a couple bits and pieces, but it's not like Money Plane, or, well, no, you and I watched Money Plane together, so I don't need to explain that.
Or it's not like good or anything, it's just...
No, it's one of those things, like, they did it on Best of the Worst, because they had Patton Oswalt, who was in Ratatouille, and they're like, hey look, it's Ratatouille, that movie you were in. Oh, wait a minute, it's a knockoff of the movie you're in. And then they watched it for like 10 seconds, and then they pretended that he was gonna get sued if he watched it, so as an excuse to shut it off.
But it was Ratatouille. What the hell? There's a level inside the final boss?
Yeah, that's another reason I hate this. You remember that fucking level from the fucking End of the World level? Oh, I'm dead. You remember that End of the World level
Sonic
where it's like
06?
throwing shit at you constantly from off screen? This is more of that kind of crap, where it's like, you have to beat this little section before an invisible time limit expires. And it's like, you can see like it's really easy to get hit, and it's like you have like just barely any time to do it. And it's one of those things where you die really
just like
fast.
Resident Evil 6. Just like when we did Resident Evil 6, that shit sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we mentioned it before, but Michael and I played Resident Evil 6, and I was playing on mouse and keyboard while he was playing on controller.
Yeah.
And the problem was that, like, the final boss of Chris and generic, I already forgot the other guy's
Troy
name.
Baker.
I don't remember. No. The other, the second player that accompanies Christopher
Piers?
Redfield. Piers, yeah.
I remember him because
he
he's
was
hot.
so generic. Yeah, he was so generic for like to me that I didn't even remember what his name was.
Are you kidding me? Why don't you fucking
and, like you're supposed to run away from it forever with one of those invisible time limits.
Yeah, that shit. I like how Derek was trying to rationalize that being good in your DMs.
Yeah, did I share you the message that he sent?
Yeah, you shared. He's just like, oh yeah, it gives you the feeling of being chased by a giant BOW.
Oh, it's not fun.
Yeah,
I didn't actually read what he said because I'm like, I hated that shit so bad.
Oh, good, we're splitting the boss fight.
But yeah, oh yeah, we're 1/3 of the way done. It looks like.
Mm-hmm. Now the Wii version overlaps with this one a lot, but it's much better because it's shorter, and the parts where you play as Sonic, there's no time limit. You don't go back and forth between playstyles constantly. So you have like one... It's like Punch-Out for the NES, where you fight Dark Gaia as Light Gaia Colossus. And then there's one round of that, and then you're done with it. And then you go do the 3 Sonic sections in a row, so it's like more... And there's no time limit. And then the third section of the boss is different between games, and the Wii version of that section, to my recollection, is better.
Sonic,
But see, we got more of this shit. Oh,
quick, while I hold him back.
all right. Oh, and one thing that's interesting is all the level design. All the level
He
design.
said chip. I thought he said shit.
Mike, you had to say shit instead. Just kidding.
Well, all the level design between the Wii and 360 versions are usually different for the day levels, but for whatever reason, the sections on the Guy Colossus where you play as Sonic are the same. I'm not sure why.
Maybe it's because they like this game.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have to say, that thing is really gross looking. I don't like it.
it's okay. I don't care for it.
Come on, will it fucking move already?
I think Solaris's design works. Perfect Chaos's design is acceptable. Like, this is the point for me where it starts looking out of place, is this design. And it's going to look even worse when we get to the final stage. Yeah, the game just flat
final
out doesn't
stage?
tell you
Or
have
the
to
final
hold the
stage
button
of the
to
boss?
punch. Like, I had no idea you could hold the button to punch. I thought you had to time it. Until I released my review and people are like, you do know you can just hold the button, right? And I'm like, no, because the game doesn't tell you that. It just says
Alonzo,
L
you're
and
still
R to
recording, right?
attack.
Yeah, I'm still recording. Yeah. So I farted when I was peeing.